Hello everyone. In this presentation we will be going over chapter 3 from our textbook, and chapter 3 is talking about reasons that authors use to support their argument. One of the major point in this chapter that I want to be sure that you all understand is the difference between reasons and evidence. And I want to touch base on this a little bit because this is going to be foundational to the assignment that you are going to be doing this week. So when we talk about reasons, when we ask what reasons does the author use to support his or her argument? So what we're really looking for is we're typically looking for the author's opinion, explanation, or rationale, and there are typically several of them within an argument to support the author's argument. When we are talking about evidence, we are talking about facts, data, okay? And what authors do is they typically use evidence to, usually they are research, scientific research that they have found, and they use those research to support their reasons. When you have evidence to support your reasons, then the evidence strengthens the reasons, and then the reason strengthens the conclusion, okay? And that's why finding evidence is critical in an argument. Now, not every reason will always be accompanied by an evidence. Sometimes an author may give several reasons, but only give a few evidence for some of the reasons and not all of them. Important point that I want to bring out that a book talks about is why do you need reasons first and then the conclusion, and what is the danger of starting an argument with a conclusion first? So it made me think about a smartwatch that my husband wanted, and this smartwatch cost about $300, and so we couldn't quite agree on whether he should buy it or not. And I asked him, why do you need the smartwatch? And so what he did was he came up with reasons to support his argument for why he needed a smartwatch. And he talked about, oh, I need it helps me alert me for alarms. I could read my text messages. It will keep me on track on things that I need to do and that I tend to forget. So after he shared all that with me, I told him, I asked him, I said, don't you have a cell phone? Can't your cell phone do all of those things? And so this example here shows you that sometimes when you start with, if you start with a conclusion before you have your reasons, okay, then what you're going to do is you typically try to find reasons that will fit your conclusion, okay? So I'm going to repeat that again. When you start with a conclusion first, the danger of starting with a conclusion first is that you will find reasons to fit your conclusion. So my husband's conclusion was he needed a smartwatch. So because he just wanted a smartwatch, he had to find reasons to fit his conclusion that the smartwatch was a need. And that didn't work out for him very well, or at least he didn't make a very strong argument. However, if you start with reasons first, gosh, you know, I realized that lately I lose my cell phone quite a bit, and so I can't find it. I miss phone calls, or I don't carry my cell phone with me all the time, and sometimes I miss my alarms on my cell phone. And at work, we can't have our cell phones out. you know, I think if I have a watch, a smart watch that connects to my cell phone in my purse, I won't have to worry about pulling out my cell phone so much, so it won't be an issue. Now that you have listed some possible reasons, then you conclude that needing a smartwatch would be something that would be beneficial. Then the argument is much stronger. And so all this is saying is, as a critical thinker, we always want to remember that we don't want to force reasons to fit a conclusion, but we want to make sure that the reasons create a conclusion for us. Okay, so that's the danger of starting with a conclusion and then going into reasons versus creating reasons first and then coming up with the conclusion.